Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to my YouTube channel, Loving Keto, welcome. And if you're a returning member, welcome back. And if you're a new member, could you please like, share, and subscribe? That subscribe button above my over there somewhere, and on that side, it helps other people know when I post the latest video like this one. And like always, before we get started, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't make any medical claims. This is all based on my own personal journey. So I would suggest clearing it out with your doctor first before you get started and decide to do anything regarding your health. So today we decided to film out in the back room today, and I got my table set up, and this is the background that you're seeing in my back room because it's quieter in the back room to film. So this first recipe that we're going to do is, I got my notes here by the way, and I have all the instructions over the timeline. We're going to make 90-second keto bread. I made that last week during my egg fast, and it came out absolutely fantastic on the bread, but I had a problem with the camera. It kept cutting out on me, and I had just some issues. I didn't like how it filmed out. So we're going to be making a 90-second keto bread. For this particular recipe, you'll need 3/4 of a cup of almond flour, 4 large eggs, 1/4 of a cup of avocado oil, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, and low carb love. She whisked them all together with a small whisk, but we're going to use my little small Ninja blender that I have with the bullet that I got on top. It's like a stick bullet that powers it up and whisks everything around, and we'll get it to the texture that we're looking for. And then instead of using the Pyrex container like we did the last time we made these, we're going to use these little plastic containers that I bought. They're brand new, and I'll probably get about 3 or 4 little bread slices out of them, and I'll probably put it to about 3/4 of the way up, or maybe halfway, depending on how thick I want the bread. And then we'll zap them in the microwave for 90 seconds, and if they need to add more time like the other bread did, we'll add more time to it. And then we'll take the final product, and we'll, if I don't need to slice them, we'll use them the way they are, and I'll crust them in the frying pan. And then we'll probably use them to make some ham sandwiches later with like an avocado. They bought a couple of avocados this past week, and I want to start using those up. They weren't quite ripe enough for me to use, but they're pretty much getting there now. And then we're going to probably make a then we're going to make try making some mayonnaise. Now this particular mayonnaise is a different mayonnaise recipe that I saw. She used 4 egg yolks at room temperature, put them in a mason jar, and she used about a cup of oil, again avocado oil, and then for her particular ingredients, she used some pickle juice, about a tablespoon, and it was everything was with her was just eyeballing it, which what I like even better, because other than the almond flour recipe bread, most of the time I just eyeball everything. You know, a good chef never really measures their food. And you know, that's really fine. And if you don't like anything in these ingredients, you can typically make them out the way that you want. So without further ado, let's get right into the 90-second keto bread. And I got to go get all my ingredients, put it on the table, and as I start filming it with the overhead camera and the angle camera, so they can get a good view of what I'm doing and how I'm preparing it. But I hope you like this recipe. It's very simple. There's other versions of it. This particular recipe I got on Low Carb Love, and she's another marvelous YouTube lady. She lost like over 130 pounds on her journey following many of these recipes that she recreated, and she got other off of Instagram and Pinterest and all the other social media websites, and that's where I get a lot of my recipes and ideas from. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy it. So let's kill the video, and then when we come back, I'll show you how to assemble it all together. So we are back, and welcome back. So today we're going to be making the 90-second keto bread. I already have my dried ingredients weighed up. 3/4 of a cup of almond flour, blanched, very fine almond flour. I got this particular brand off of Walmart's. At Walmart's, it's great value. It was very inexpensive, and I really love working with this almond flour. And we use 2 big heaping tablespoons of baking powder. And that's what we got in this particular recipe for the dry ingredients. Now let's move this away from the table. put this over here, and then we're gonna put a paper plate on top of the table in case it overfills. And I bought one of these mini Ninja bullet blenders. It came with the stick thing that I bought at the Kohl's website, and I really love using this. I use this quite often. So what we're going to do at this point, we're just going to, and the reason why I'm using the plate, by the way, is in case it overfills onto the table and it's less mess I got to clean up. So we're gonna dump this inside here. Okay, just like that. And the next ingredients calls for 4 eggs, 4 large eggs. Just like that. Careful you don't get any shells in your, throw that into this bowl. The shells. Now I got a bigger one of these, the containers that uses the same stick that I got from the that out, and I use that quite often as well. And I do have some napkins here to wipe my hands. So we'll put this in the bed right now, the eggshells, and then I'll get rid of all that after. And then the next ingredients that goes in is 1/4 cup of olive oil, just like that. Okay. Now I'm just wiping out this container over here so it's not so greasy, so when I clean it up in the sink it won't get all that grease all over the place from the olive oil. Okay, and that's pretty much easy. And then okay, so this is what this looks like from this angle, and that's what it looks like from that angle. At this point I'm going to put the cover on this, and we're going to go ahead and mix it. And I'm going to move my overhead camera a little bit, and I already got my my stick over there that goes on there. This goes on there just like so. Now because this is a smaller disc one that I normally would use to do some of this, it may overfill, and if it overfills it's fine because it's going to go right on the paper plate. And if you're working on the countertop, if you're using a paper plate or a napkin or something like that, it's less message you got to clean up in the long run. And then I could just throw off the paper plate, so that's why I use the paper plate. So this is the stick blender that I'm using. As you can see, it's if you can see it in the camera, it's 300 watts speed, and it's versatile, and I really love it. And let's see if I can raise the top camera up a little bit so you can get an idea what's going on. It just snaps right in. There we go. So let's raise the camera up and get the camera on a little different angle, and you can get 2 angles of what's going on. Let's move my plug out of the way. This the side angle camera may or may not have a little vibration. Hopefully it won't be too bad. If I notice a lot of vibration when I'm doing stuff like this, I'll move the small camera onto the tripod, on the floor tripod. So I got this pretty much locked in. We'll just give it a little whisk. There we go. So right now all I'm doing is instead of using a whisk and a bowl, I think this method works out better for the 90-second keto bread. Because you're getting a really good mixture of the almond flour, the baking powder, and the eggs. And I use this quite often for chaffles and little small mini waffles that I make. This thing is really terrific, guys. I'll see if I can find a link to put it below the video. I think that's probably mixing long enough, and as you can see from the overhead and from this particular camera angle, I got hardly anything on the table. So what we're going to do at this point, we're going to put the lid on top of a piece of paper towel so we don't less mess I got to clean up, and I'll show you the texture, what it looks like. Oh yeah, so that can go right here, and I'll pop that off. I'm done with that. Put that on the bed. So this is what the, at least zero down here a little bit tighter here so you can see that. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. So you can see from that angle and from the overhead how nice and mixed it's all well incorporated. So now we're going to assemble our bread, which is really the simplest part of all, and clean up this little bit of a mess from that. Put that over there. So I'm going to slide that over. Now she used the Pyrex, which when I used it last time was the Pyrex, but it's fine. Either one is fine. But I got these little. These are brand new I just bought, by the way. One I already used a little bit. But these are these plastic containers, and these are great for this stuff. And what I'll do is I'll probably just fill it up about halfway, and then I'll just put them in a microwave, 90 seconds for each of them, but I'll do them two separate, in other words, I won't put two in at a time, and then we'll check it, see if I gotta add any more time to it, and if I don't need to add more time to it, I'll set it aside, I'll let it cool, and then I'll fry them up in the frying pan. That's today, Keto Cooking with Ron. We're gonna have some turkey breast sandwiches on toasted bread, and then we're gonna have an avocado with it, or a half avocado, and the other half we'll save for later, okay? So that's what we're gonna have today. So I got this Pam's cooking spray. Any cooking spray is fine. If you got avocado spray and that, whatever, that's good too. So you just take it, and you just lightly spray it, a couple little squirts. I mean, it should come out anyways there with all the olive oil you got in there when you pop it in and up in your bread. But what I usually do is, so I don't get it all over the place, I'll take that same measuring cup, and I'll just pour this mixture right into that. And we'll do this right on the, again, right here. And there we go. Okay. So we have our, like I said, this is what you're looking for. You can see it over here in this camera and over the overhead. And I'll just pour a little bit in each one. Put that out of the way. I want you to see the overhead camera more because like I said, I'm slowly figuring out how to do this. And I think I'm going to put a little bit more. Like I said, it all depends on how. Okay, I think that's good. I think we're going to get to, because that's going to rise. Maybe just a little bit more. And then the rest of it will go in the other bowl. Okay? That's one. And if you notice there's no air bubbles in there, that's because we mixed it really well with that. Sorry about the shakiness. And we just pour the rest of it right in there, and then we'll clean up our mess afterwards. Okay, so now that we got that all made, let's go kill the video and go bring it over to the microwave, and then when it pops out of the microwave, we'll show you how that's done. So okay, so we're in the kitchen now. As you can see, we got two containers all ready to go, and we got the other one behind the camera. So we're going to put these on the in the microwave for 90 seconds. We're going to put the lid, but we're not going to close the lid tight. We're just going to put it on loose because we don't want anything to make a mess in the microwave. But as you can see, the mixture is nice and settled in. And hopefully I didn't overmix it. The lid on there. So we'll put it on for a minute, and then we'll add another 30 seconds to it right here. Maybe a minute. So this is the second loaf to hope to get out of there if everything comes out good, and see what happens when I pop it out of the microwave after 90 seconds. So take a look at it, and good or bad, that's what it is. Okay, our first bread is done. We're going to pull it out of the microwave and see what it looks like. Move this out of the way. Smells absolutely divine with that almond flour in here. Looks pretty good to me, guys. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. What do you think? Yeah, so the camera leads out of the way. Probably zoom in a little bit tighter, maybe a little bit looser. Maybe get that up on a higher angle. Okay. There we go. A little bit more. And I haven't opened this up yet, so. And that's what that looked like after 90 seconds in the microwave. You're gonna flip it down on the paper plate there and see what it's gonna look like. You know, he's nice and easy, it came out. So we're gonna, once you crust that up there, I'm gonna slice that in half and use that. But yeah. We're gonna wait for that to cool down a little bit. I don't know why that caved in like that, because maybe it was the side type of dish I had, but you know, I'm still okay with it. It's a little bit hot because it just came out of the microwave. But we're gonna slice that, we're gonna use that for sandwiches. It didn't rise the way I thought it would rise. But that's making it this way, and that's what I was talking about, the experiment, and see what works and what doesn't work. I mean, it feels like bread texture to me. You can tell, look at my hands, they're not greasy or anything like you would think. But today we're going to use that, we're going to make a nice lunch with these. So that, you can see that caved in a little bit. Yeah, I think I know what the problem was. I should have just filled the whole container up with the mixture instead of making it in 2 batches. Because I put a little more batter into this one. So now we know what the problem was. So, like I said, you have to experiment with yourself, guys, and see what works best. That one came out real good, Dawn. It was just as the other one, I didn't put enough mixture into it. So if I would have made that in that ramekin, it would have been fine.
Didn't you used to make them in the ramekin?
Yeah, but I just want it in square. I want it like a square bread. So you can see, as you can see from this one looks more like a bread. The other one kind of like came out, folded in because I didn't have enough mixture in there. And even this one started caving in a little bit. So what we're going to do at this point, we're going to let them cool on the plate, and then we're going to fry them up to make a couple of sandwiches out of them afterwards. And just like that. So we'll be all set for today. And I'll show you how I fry them up in the frying pan when I'm ready for that process. Okay, well, welcome back. So now we're in the back room again on my table with the nice tablecloth I bought at Walmart. I'm going to move my overhead camera out of the way because I'm not using that right now. Get a sharp knife. I wanted to show you what the texture of this looks like. Let me flip my camera lens around so I view of this so I can show you. So the bread doesn't feel greasy at all, considering we used a quarter of a cup of avocado oil. So what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to cut it. And as you can see, what happened was it just shrunk down in the middle, and I would have liked it to be full on both sides of it like that. But I think what the problem was, now this one was a lot better than that one, and the reason why is because I used more batter in that particular container, and I think maybe next time I do this in the container, I'll put all the batter in one container and just probably do it for 2 minutes instead of 90 seconds in the microwave and see how it comes out. But let's slice this really carefully. How I want to do this. Well, I'm going to make sandwiches out of this, so I'm going to do it in this. I think I'm going to do it this way. Let me move this bread over here to the clean paper towel. I don't want to get my mat all dirty. So let's do it this way. Slice in the middle. Okay, just like that. And as you can see, it's got like a pocket. You could probably use this for like a pocket sandwich, I'm guessing, but I'm going to carefully slice it with the knife, but I'll cut it myself. Okay, but the overall, it feels like bread texture. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to put a little bit of mayonnaise on each side, and I'm going to make like a grilled cheese sandwich with a ham sandwich. Okay, and I'm going to cut that in half. But if you look at it, it looks just like bread. I mean, it feels like bread. It's not, like I said, you don't feel the eggy taste and texture there. And when I've had, other than the caving pot, I think they came out really good. Now when I toast these, they're not going to take hardly any time at all to toast these. And we're going to do the other one the same way. one probably not so much because it's kind of thinner than the other one, but I still managed to cut it okay. So all that basically will mean is I won't need to cook it as long as the other ones. Okay, and I'm gonna just carefully slice into this one. We know this one's not gonna work too well. All right, but that's what that one looks like in the inside, and I still might use that, but I'm gonna give it a taste test. So I'm gonna flip the camera up towards me so you can see, so hang on. Okay, so we're back. So this is what the bread looks like this, really holding it close. This is the thinner one of the two breads I got. It doesn't taste dry at all. It's very, very moist. Now, if you want a little sweetness to this, you could probably add the swerve, a little bit of maybe a tablespoon of swerve or something like that, or your favorite keto sweetener. I use monk food as my choice. But it's really, really good. So now let's go do the fry process up and assemble my sandwich for today. And like I said, look at it, look at it. Where's the other one? This is, other than that caving in like that, this came out really, really good, guys. And you know, but this, like I said, we're experimenting. I made the regular 90-second keto bread before in a ramekin. Maybe if I go back to a ramekin, it might be a little bit better. But this time I decided to try to use the plastic container. But what we're going to do with these particular slices that we got them all sliced up, we're going to go bring it back in the kitchen, and we're going to turn on the stove, and we're going to crust them on both sides with a little bit of like mayonnaise on each side to try to get a nice brown crust or a golden brown crust. And we're going to put our sandwich together, and that's what we're going to have today. And then later on today, I'm going to do a little bit of dirty keto today. I have some Progresso tomato basil soup. I'm going to have that today, and that'll be a good keto meal today. And we're going to have another half of an avocado with this, with the overall meal. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think about this, and I'll show the how I do the toast in the back room in the back room. Now, if you have an air fryer, or you need to put these on a grill. But the bread is really, really good. So like if you're on the go and you're in the car, you could actually hold that. You don't have to worry about making a mess all over the place. It's not gonna break. It's like bread. I can't get over how easy that was to assemble that. Now, you don't have to use one of those blenders. You can use a whisk or a fork to whisk it all together. But I just was experiment with that for the first time doing it this particular method, and I thought it came out pretty good. Like I said, the only reason why it caved in like that is because I didn't have enough batter in the bowl. So that's something to think about when you're going to make this, unless you know another reason why that happened. But that's what I figured out. But anyways, let's go in the kitchen. Okay. Okay, so we're back in the kitchen. We're going to put some mayonnaise on each side, lightly mayoed, and then we're going to put them in the frying pan. We have a little bit of butter in the frying pan so that it doesn't burn, and we're going to put it on medium, probably about medium low. And the butter away. We're going to take a spoon and we're going to put a little bit of mayonnaise on each side of these. Put that up a little bit so it'll melt the butter. You can already see the butter melting a little bit, and so that's going to help melt the butter a little bit. So all I do, guys, is just take a little bit of Hellmann's mayonnaise or your favorite mayonnaise and just do like that. And doesn't matter, because just like this. So I have the mayonnaise on this side, as you can see. And like that. And we're gonna do each individual one like that. A little bit. Get that out of the way. Get a little tighter on the camera. You can see they're starting to brown a little bit on the back side of it there. They're almost ready to flip them. It all depends on how golden brown you want them. Check them with a fork without burning myself. Yeah, look at that, guys. Huh? Bet you didn't know that trick with mayonnaise, huh? When you let these cool, okay, so as part of what Ron eats in a day series, this is day one on Monday. It is January 17th, and I'm having a light sandwich today. This is turkey breast. I got it at the deli, and we made this 90-second keto loaf with the recipe. That if you watch the video, look at the finished product. Break it apart. So glad I toasted it. But then you can put whatever you want to make for sandwich. I'll probably make another sandwich after I'm done this one. But I made an avocado sandwich with slice of turkey breast. And that's the Hillshire Farms. It's very clean ingredients, and let's see what it tastes like. You know, the other thing about all this is very good, by the way. I've been noticing my taste buds changing, and I never used to like avocado, and I absolutely love it. And it's like where the heck was I over the years, you know? So you can make a lot of things with avocado. You can make dips, you can make sauces with them, and the possibilities are endless. And it's a really good source of protein for you. It's got a lot of good stuff that you should be eating. Yeah. Get out of focus and focus. Now with this sandwich, you could probably take a slice of cheese and grilled cheese sandwiches. You could probably add a lettuce wrap, put a piece of lettuce inside of it, maybe with a tomato, a cucumber, anything that's keto approved, and or bacon, BLT. These are even better BLTs. Put it nice, get it nice and golden brown like that. So how my wife got that. She was the one that introduced me to putting mayonnaise on bread. And whether you're doing keto or just regular plain foods, if you put take a fork or a knife rather and spread a thin layer of mayonnaise on the bread, no matter what the mayonnaise you use, whether it be your own that you make or whether it be Hellmann's or whatever, and then you put it on medium low on the on your stove top, and you cook it on. You just keep an eye on it so it don't burn, and then you just flip on the other side until you get that nice golden brown crust like that. And this tastes really good, guys. I'm telling you. So at this point, I'm going to finish my lunch, help my wife clean up the mess out there, and we're going to be watching for the mayonnaise recipe because I think I'm going to do that today. Everybody's been asking me about my mayonnaise, and yeah, so I let you guys go. Remember, you guys are amazing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you like more of these type of recipes, I'm going to put them up from time to time. This is all part of what Ron Eats in a Day series, by the way.